Hello everybody, Megazord X-Ray back at it again to give you another very exciting video, and this time, yes, okay, this is the 4th episode of my podcast series. I know it's been a while since I done my last one though, but I'm finally back able to give it to y'all here today. And with me today, I have my good friend Apollo. Go ahead and say hello.
Hey, how's it going? Hey guys.
Alrighty, and without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight up into this mess. But before I kind of give out, because it's been a while since I've done this podcast series, and I got a little story to tell though. But before I get into my stuff, I wanted to ask you, Apollo, how's your week been going?
It's been hey, thanks, man. Hey, yeah, definitely thanks for checking in with me. It's been okay. I think wow, this is I think 10th week, in quarantine. And so,
gosh, it's been that long. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's been 10 weeks right now in quarantine that I've been, working from home so far. It's been chugging along, to be honest. I think the plans for me right now are to continue working from home until the end of the summer. Looks like our plans are like that right now. But I definitely take the time to relax and play video games, check out Nintendo news, but I'm definitely learning to be more kind to myself. Definitely, I definitely try to make the fun of what I can being at home. But I definitely thanks for bringing me on and checking with me, and it's much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem, man. Okay, so I have a little story to tell. So, for most of my viewers, they don't know about this though, but me and you, we were texting back and forth or whatever though, and there was one time out of the week, it wasn't last week, but I think it was the week before last, where there was like this big old storm that came through or whatever though, and you said you lost your internet, so you couldn't work for like a third of the workday, so you were playing Animal Crossing or something on your Switch though. And you were like, "Hey, is your internet out?" And I was like, "Man, you live way up north. Like you live like 30 minutes away from me. So like, my internet's fine down here or whatever." Though, kid you not. So later on, like I think you were already working. It was like past 1 o'clock or something like that. And I was just upstairs. I was on my computer doing something. I don't know what I was doing though. But I was looking towards the window and I just saw something just fall over. I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, I looked at. I was like, "Oh shoot." I ran downstairs. I was like, "You know what?" I said, "I think something fell on the car," and came out there. I was like, a big old tree branch just fell on, like it bounced on the back of one of our vehicles and then fell on the ground. I was like,
"Oh my goodness.
Gosh darn." And we were like, it was like a big old tree branch too. And I was like, and the crazy thing was, like, it was like the winds were blowing like really hard. It was like a straight line wind, so not like tornadic or nothing like that, but it was just straight line winds. So I was like, dang. And the crazy thing was, I was like, it was like 20 or 30 minutes before that tree fell. I was outside because my parents was like, "Hey, you know what, get some of that," like we had some like seeds or something that comes off of the trees, with springtime or whatever though. It was like in our gutters, like that was coming off of the roof. So I was cleaning some of that stuff up. I was out there doing that right before that tree fell down. And I was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have even been outside. I was like, man, it was big though too, and we had to cut it up and everything. It took a chainsaw to actually cut up all of that wood because, man, that tree branch was thick though. But I'm like, man, I was like,
Man, no, I hope everyone's okay. Did that tree branch damage your cars or anything?
Yeah, it left like two or three big old dents like on the. It was like the back part of, like, it was basically it was a Honda essentially, like Honda Accord, so kind of the body the body of that kind of car though. Anyway, so how like the hood pops up in the back, it was like that back half, it landed on that, so it left like 2-3 big dents on it. We didn't have full coverage on the car, and it wasn't like my car that I drive, it was like my dad's or whatever though. He didn't have full coverage on it though, but it's like, it's probably the car that we have out of all of our vehicles, the one that has like the least amount of value anyway. Like, it's probably, if we try to sell it, we might only get like 2 or 3K off of it or something like that though. But it was a little bit unfortunate that he didn't have that full coverage though. But I mean, if it had to hit any car, we're kind of lucky it hit that one, because that one we don't care about as much as compared to like our other vehicles, like me and my siblings have or whatever though. But
gotcha.
Yeah, that's about the story.
It's not a car that you usually use as much, so
no,
like you at least
like we have, because like between, like I have one, both my siblings have their own ones, and My mom has one. So my dad was basically driving that one though, but it's man, my dad's like a car. Even though he doesn't work with cars, he's like a really good cars dealer or whatever though. Like he's constantly looking for stuff. So I imagine he can quickly get another one, to be honest though. But he's pretty content with the way how we kind of got our stuff right now though. So it's no big issue or whatever though. But I mean, it's not like major damage where it's like undrivable or nothing. Like it's still fine or whatever though. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm definitely glad you and your family are safe, during these crazy times.
Now,
yeah, I'm definitely glad you guys are safe. Seriously, it's that week. So that week that you're talking about was crazy.
mm-hmm.
I'm sure, and I know. I know this upcoming week is gonna be pretty crazy as well. It's gonna be storming a lot this week as well. So
yeah, it's supposed to like rain like a crap ton on Monday, I think. Which most people with because Memorial Day right around the corner, and by the time this drops out, it might be Memorial Day. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a wish-washy kind of day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Yeah, man. It's like this year is just on pause. This is an on pause year, in terms of holidays, and I don't even want to think about 4th of July right now. I'm hoping that holiday is great. You know what I mean? I just feel like everything's topsy-turvy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, because normally around this time, I would have had like one of my family reunions. Like I was supposed to be going to Mississippi for one of my family reunions, but because of the whole virus thing going on, we had to cancel that too. So I was like, man, I was like, a lot of my stuff has been affected. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, man, yeah. And we're all, it just feels like we're all staying at home during the summer, which is not something that, you know what I mean? Like we all go out, have fun or something, or like bring our Switches with us on vacation. So we can't really do that now. We're all stuck. It's like we're all stuck at home.
Yeah, all stuck at home. And gosh, there was something else I was about to say. Man, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead and say what you have to say if you have.
I mean, this is usually a time where we like to bring our Switches like vacation, or we like to show our like cousins or siblings, or like we like to show our cousins or family or other family members the Switches and everything. I feel like now we can't really do that as much. So it's like we have to stay at home at this time and really make the most of it, and just hope the places where we usually go for whether it's school or work, we hope that it opens up in the fall. But who knows at this point? I think it's just have to wait and see.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, because I felt like I've been on vacation since the middle of March, whenever this whole thing started blowing up here in the U.S. Yeah. I think it felt like I've been on vacation since March. So I don't know. It's just been feeling really odd. But oh yeah, because that was the other thing though too. I was like, for the first time in like a forever, I finally managed to actually sit down and actually eat in a restaurant. Like I was going to see my grandparents because we were trying to do like a car swap. Like we bought a car up here in Northwest Arkansas. We bought a car up here from like our neighbor, and we took it all the way down to like Pine Bluff to be able to like do a car swap or whatever though. So I was trailing my dad or whatever though. But we finally got to sit down in the restaurant for like, I guess it's like the first time in 2 or 3 months, and we got to eat at a Red Lobster. It was kind of weird because they make you have to like wear a mask in order to walk in. But then the second you were able to sit down, you were able to take it off. And I kid you not, I felt like I had like a private reservation because it was our family and maybe 2 other groups that was like spread across like the other corners of the restaurant, and there was hardly anybody else there. So I felt like we reserved a whole restaurant or something though. But it was weird kind of going to a restaurant for the first time though.
Oh, no, man, you're exactly right. Whenever I go to a restaurant, whether it's to order takeout or something like that, I go inside and I wear my mask, and honestly, dude, I feel weird. I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes you'll interact with people who aren't wearing masks, and you could be the only person in that room wearing a mask. I really feel isolated and weird doing it. I'm just protecting other people. I'm protecting other people from getting sick. Because it's not something I want to see. I don't want to see other people sick. So that's why I wear the mask. But to be honest, it's a little weird going out and wearing one. Because sometimes I'll see people not wearing one, and It's just that when you see other people not wearing one, and you could be the only person wearing one, you kind of feel weird.
Yeah,
so that's my experience. Yeah,
because it does kind of feel weird because from what I kind of understood, when you wear a mask, it only protects yourself and is not really, or not the other way around. You're protecting other people from catching whatever you might have. So it's like if you had the virus and you normally talk or something, it will fly out of your body or whatever though, and usually will try to hit somebody else. No, wearing that mask keeps you from spreading it to nobody else. So it's like, in order for those masks to be effective, everybody will have to be wearing it. And you might not know whether or not you had the virus or not, or showing the symptoms or whatever. Basically, everybody has to be wearing it. So I was running around like literally yesterday, like ran to like Best Buy and a couple of few other places or whatever though. And it always feels weird kind of walking around and wearing those masks or whatever though. And I was like, because there's like them cloth ones that like if you breathe on them, it's like really hot, like as if you wrapped a scarf around your mouth or whatever though, and you just like breathing this all in like that. I was like, ugh. But I went to Best Buy and they gave you certain masks though, and these blue ones, if you can find them blue ones, like the blue and white ones, oh shoot, those things breathe very good. Like it might be heat when you exhale, but when you inhale or whatever though, it's like ice cold. So I was like, I'm keeping this sucker. I was like, that one was good.
Did you find that masks at Best Buy? I'm sorry, did you find these masks at Best Buy?
Now that was the thing, because what Best Buy is weird, because if you walk into a Best Buy, you have to do it by appointments. Like they don't let you just regularly walk in. No, you have to have an appointment. You have to stand outside the line or whatever though. But once because I think it's like an appointment, you can only have like a party of two. But my sister was looking for an iPad or something like that. So they managed to squeeze like three of us. It's like me, my dad, and my sister or whatever though. But normally it's like a group of two, and then when you walk in, they'll give you a mask. You're not required to wear it or nothing like that though, but you can if you want to. And that's the one I got from them. I was like, man, I ain't giving it. I was like, my other mask was like trash. I'm keeping this one. I'll wash it or whatever though, but I was like,
no man, you did the smart thing, dude, because like the masks that I'm wearing, I don't like because like summertime, I don't want to. It's bad, man. I feel like I'm dude. I honestly feel like I'm screaming at people because I don't even know if they can hear me when I talk. It's so hot. It's so hot right now, man. Like when and I don't. Yeah, this is something you gotta get used to, I guess. It's something we have to get used to, but it's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. But any other kind of crazy little stories like that? I think I shared all of mine relating with the virus or whatever though, but in storms and all of that.
I mean, one other so on you probably know that. I mean, I probably told you this already, but I guess during that storm where I lost my internet and everything, one of our neighbors in our neighborhood, she called the fire department.
What?
And when so what happened was, so I heard the storm and everything, right? I looked out my window. There's a fire truck coming up my street. I'm thinking, what's going on? So then I run upstairs or whatever, and then I look outside and I see a fire truck that is parked at one of our neighbors' house. And we called them later, and apparently lightning had struck their house.
What the heck?
Whole house shook. So she was worried like crazy, so she called the police and fire or whatever, because she was thinking that her house might have caught on fire, but luckily that did not happen. She's safe. Everyone was safe, but it shook her whole house. That lightning. So, dude, it almost gave me a heart attack actually, because I was working. It was so loud that I jumped. Like it was. The loudest.
Wait, so you said your neighbor, does she live like to the right of you, the left of you, or like across the street from you? Like how close was it?
She lives right across the street from me, but like it's a couple of houses down.
Okay.
So she lives in a cul-de-sac. Okay. There's a cul-de-sac basically right in front of us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was scary. She said it shook her whole house, and she was like.
Yeah,
she called. Yeah.
Cause you saying that, cause there was other recent storms or whatever though, like I was sleeping or whatever though, and you always see those kind of thunderstorms where the second you see lightning, usually it's like 5-7 seconds later you hear thunder though, but when you see lightning, and then it's like not even like maybe less than 2 seconds, sometimes even less than a second later, and you hear the thunder. Oh shoot. Yeah, because there was like one clap of thunder, and it shook my whole house, and that's what woke me up. I was like, "What the heck?" So I know about whenever you see lightning, and you immediately hear thunder. Oh gosh, that mess. Oh, it just startles you.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, hoping and praying that it doesn't happen this week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of storms. I'm hoping it doesn't happen again. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're getting a lot more storms, but I guess we're reaching summertime. But it's been a lot frequent lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a lot more frequent on the storm. So hopefully, if it rains, I just want straight rain. If it thunderstorms, it can thunderstorm, but please don't give me those heart racing thunderclaps like that. I'm like, oh no. I was like, y'all can miss me with that. Mm-mm.
I agree.
So that's pretty much it in terms, I guess, just our day-to-day live stories or whatever, though. But getting into the video game topics, I got a few things I wanted to talk to you and discuss about today. So one thing is, which I've kind of been seeing generally across the internet as well, just people who have bought Animal Crossing, like their thoughts so far, and what is it? We on day like 50, 60 something? No, it's like in the 50s or something. I don't know. Like we had it since March 20th.
Trevin, you forgot to wish me like a Switch monthversary. It's been 2 months. it's been two. So I've had the Switch for 2 months now. I got it when Animal Crossing released. So I got the Switch March 21st this year. So it's been 2 months. So it's been surreal.
Mm-hmm. So far you only have Animal Crossing and you have Smash Bros. And I've been checking your hour log, and I think you're somewhere between like the 40s and the 60s. And then I look at Smash and I see like 10 hours on it. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, how?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just unlocked all the characters. For Smash Bros. All the characters unlocked. That was my goal, actually, was to unlock all the characters before we get the DLC next month.
Okay, so all the Smash Bros. Characters you unlocked. So you unlocked every single one right now so far, right?
Yeah. So I've unlocked all the Smash Brothers characters right now. And yeah, I definitely wanted to do it before. I definitely want to unlock all the characters before June next month, because the ARMS character DLC is coming next month. So that was my goal. Can't believe I did it. I wasn't expecting to, but I'm glad I did all the characters before June. Yeah, I mean, I've been using the Switch just to relax after work. For handheld mode, I've been playing Animal Crossing honestly more on handheld mode than docked. But I definitely try to play it docked. Yeah, my town's all great. It's all I think it's at 4 stars right now. I mean, honestly, I don't care about the stars thing, but I mean, I guess I'm saying how many stars it has, just so you know, I guess, how much effort I put into it. But I guess yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's at 4 stars right now. And I'm just having a good time decorating. I think the past Animal Crossing games, I'll say, I've never really had fun or motivation to decorate my town. I don't know what. Maybe it's because I couldn't place items outside or anything. But this game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's so much fun to build fences or craft something, place items outside, and or plant flowers and trees. It's a lot more fun in this game than it was in past games. I feel like in the past games, I spent my focus on fishing and catching bugs, and I'm doing the totally opposite thing now. So it's weird. Like, yeah. I mean, do you feel that way? I guess with I mean, this is your first Animal Crossing game, right? So I guess you haven't.
Oh yeah, like yeah, this was my first one. I messed with it for a week. Like I was pretty strong within the first week though, but then I started to notice like that repetition started to kind of set up in there,
Yeah.
and then I was like, man, and it was right before I would unlock terraforming. So I guess like what is it? You have to get up to your, I guess in order to unlock terraforming, you have to get up to 3 stars, enough where KK Slider visits your town or whatever though. And I knew at that point there's nothing else for you like in the sense of progression to really at least unlock. Now, probably personal goals would have been to get your island to like a 5 star, get all the stuff in the museum. The museum aspect was probably my most favorite thing. Like, I'm not the most kind of like decorative kind of person. Probably more so within my house, I would probably do that though. But outside the town though, I'm like, not as much, not as much. I don't know. That's just personally like that's just not me in general. That's just like me in general from like even in like the real world stuff or whatever though, like I wouldn't be the one that like usually decorate a whole bunch of stuff. So I guess that just sort of kind of portrays into the game as well though. But I don't know.
Oh, no.
I need to go back and visit my town because I know my villagers are probably mad at me. I probably got cockroaches up in my house, and my hair probably looks a mess to be honest.
Well, I mean, this game, honestly, you can do whatever you want, man. In this game, no one's gonna. That's the beauty of this game, I think, is that you can do whatever you want. Like keep myself from being bored with this game. I think I keep making projects for myself in this game. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm building fences for my new neighbors. So I've been building fences and roads for my new neighbors. I've been planting flowers for them. So it's like I have different projects that kind of keep me going. But like sometimes I'll say, okay, I'm gonna place a satellite by this guy's house because I know this villager likes to watch TV. Place like a huge satellite by his house, or I want to place like these solar panels next to these two villagers to make it look like houses are being powered by. So it's like this game's I kind of wish Nintendo. I do think that Nintendo kind of dropped the ball on their. I think I can see people getting bored of the game. I understand why, but I also feel like I'm trying to explain how. Like, I feel like Nintendo should have said. This game is an open box type of game where it's like you have to make your own projects and your own imaginations, with this game. I think if people realize that about it, I think people would have more fun with this. But that's my opinion. I think if you really want to have fun with this game, you have to make your own projects and be creative with it, and and just feel like whatever you're doing is really cool.
Yeah, because that's what I felt like with Animal Crossing. Because it was cool when when you knew that you needed to work up towards something else. But I guess it's finding that personal drive, at least for me, in terms of like figuring out what you should probably do next. Especially when Tom Nook, oh gosh, Tom Nook out here trying to steal your whole pocket, your whole wallet, and your neighbor's wallet, and your other's neighbor's wallet, and then your mama's wallet too. I'm like, man, there's no good reason why a bridge should cost like 100,000 bells, man. I'm like, come on, man. And then you try to get your neighbors to help pay, and they ain't paying squat. They maybe putting down like 1,000. I was like, come on. I was like, y'all can do better than this.
Oh my gosh. No, I agree, man. I agree. I think this game's not for everyone. Like, this game is not for everyone. If you're the type of person that like wants a story, like if you want a story progression, if you're the type of person that wants a story progression, or you want more adventure, like this is not an adventure game. Like this game is not like a story game or adventure game or one. Like this game is a game more like if you have a project or an idea and you want that idea to come to life, this is the game. Yeah, that's how I describe it to people. Is that this game is like you can do whatever you want. But if you're more of like a story guy or a progression guy, story progression guy, then this game's really not for you. Hey, it's okay. Like there's so many other games on the Switch you could buy as well. You know what I mean? It's not a total loss. Man, dude, this Animal Crossing community, I'm scared by it, bro. Bro, I'm not joking. This Animal Crossing is so bad, dude. This Animal Crossing, I want to say I'm not a part of it. It's so bad. Like, my God. It's toxic, dude.
I saw some stuff about one of these returning characters, I can't remember the name of that man though, but apparently, Rover, the dude with the, I was like the dude with the glasses or whatever. I'm like, bruh, I'm like what? Like I heard somebody selling him or something for like $1,000 bells. I'm like, well, what the heck is? It must not have been $1,000. $1,000. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I was like, y'all, this is why I can't be pardoned about no Animal Crossing community. I was like, y'all got too much going on. I was like, oh no, I ain't gonna be a part of this.
Dude, Animal Crossing, like the fandom is so bad. Like, for example, Xenoblade's coming next Friday. And I'll look to the comments of Twitter sometimes, and there's people in the comments like, oh, who cares about Xenoblade? Animal Crossing's here. I'm like, what, dude? This is not Animal Crossing. This is Xenoblade. Like, stop talking about Animal Crossing when you're under a Xenoblade tweet. Like, respect other people's games. I don't understand like why the Animal Crossing fandom is so competitive in terms of housing and villagers and all this. Like, I just don't get it. Like, my God. Yeah, it's the most toxic it's probably the most toxic fandom probably since like Earthbound fandom, I guess.
Wait, you said least or you said most? Wait, say that again.
Sorry.
Oh, you said something about Earthbound, and I was like, wait, did you say least or most? Something with the fandom.
Oh, the most toxic fandom.
What?
How's the whole Mother 3 is like? Mother 3 is not on.
Oh, you're talking about the Mother 3 thing. I don't think that's toxic. It's more so like an inside. That's like the Nintendo joke. Like, we always beg that we want, including myself, we always want Mother 3. And you see them Reggie memes like, come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3. And then he's like, how about this instead? It's more so a joke. And it's probably something that's never going to die because they're probably never going to give it to us, though. But I don't see that as super toxic or whatever, though. But I was like, but yeah, if you want like a chill community, you talk to them Kid Icarus fans and the Metroid fans, like that's probably the most chill communities in the turn of the Nintendo fandom you're ever gonna have. Because Kid Icarus only got 3 games and Metroid gets like once in like every 3 blue moons or something like that. So you want to talk to some chill people, those are the kind of people to chill and talk with. But yeah, oh boy.
No, I agree, man. I mean, I've had a blast with the game. I mean, from what you're saying about my play count, I mean, I need to check my play count. But from what you're saying, I had like 40, 60 hours or whatever. Having a blast with the game. But with the game, because I've been playing it for so long, I do think that there are a couple of problems that I kind of want to address just real quickly. Mm-hmm. And it's been going around. It's been going around in the community, in the Nintendo community for a bit. I just want to quickly list some things. I do think that the UI of the game is very, it's not that great. Like the UI of the game, it's not that great. It does feel outdated. Like I can't bulk craft. Like if I want to make the same item again, I literally have to gather up all the materials again and craft.
Oof.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
And building roads, it just feels like there's no real set organized way to do it. Like it's just so it's like it is sloppy. Like the UI I do feel is a bit on the downside. I hope they fix that in an update. I mean, I don't think they will, but I just feel like the game looks so beautiful and it's so great in terms of gameplay, but in terms of like UI, and it's not that great. I just feel like it's outdated from the rest of the Animal Crossing games. I don't think they're fixing that. Yeah.
I mean, they are planning on doing multiple updates throughout the year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do tweak some things, though. But that one annoying thing of having to gather enough sticks in order to make a shovel or a fishing rod or an axe or whatever. Yeah. No, I was like, that was annoying, especially when you're really at the very beginning of the game. Whenever you were trying to create like an iron axe or whatnot, like those iron nuggets, like you can only get so many in a day, and it's like when you burn through all of them, it's like, well, that's it. I was like, oof. But pretty much as you get further along, that those kind of things, it's not as annoying so much say anymore or whatever though. But yeah, it's just the little things like that.
I agree, man. And speaking of tools, I don't like how tools break, dude. Like I don't know why they put that in the game. I think at this point it gets annoying. Like I loved it in Breath of the Wild. I loved when they give you an extra challenge in Breath of the Wild. I actually liked when the weapons broke.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's just annoying. Like I don't understand why.
Yeah, because pretty much, I guess within Breath of the Wild, it was like, even though your weapons broke, you were able to actually find new weapons. You didn't have to actually make your new weapons, which actually took a little bit more time. But it was like, hey, they broke. You weren't able to use that weapon no more. But hey, you could beat up this Boca Coblin over here and get that club, and you can use that club for X amount of time or whatever, though. So yeah, I think that was the thing with that, though. But obviously with Animal Crossing, it's more realistic, so to say, in terms of like you actually having to make stuff from scratch since you're on this deserted island. So I guess that they sort of kind of got some inspiration from Breath of the Wild, but with this kind of game setting, yeah, I can see why it was annoying.
Yeah, it just doesn't help. And just the storage in the house. I mean, yeah, a lot of UI stuff that once you notice it so many times, it gets a bit of annoying. I can see why turned off by the game. But you might be right. Hopefully, in an update, fix that. But yeah, I mean, I hope they do it. A lot of the holiday updates, I'm not too much of a huge fan of it, but it's like a nice welcome. Like updates that we've had so far, they're not like mind blowing, but it's something good to have. But I hope down the line the more the updates will be like quality of life, instead of like next month in June we have a wedding anniversary update where we get to make weddings. Yeah, that sounds great, but hopefully there'll be an update where we can improve the UI, because right now it does feel like more of the GameCube UI, and we're on the Switch right now. You know what I mean? So it feels like they're using the UI of the GameCube, like Animal Crossing on the GameCube right now. So
goodness. Well, I think that's pretty much all the thoughts I had on Animal Crossing, though. But did you have any other ones?
No, I mean that's it. I mean, I've been having a blast. And definitely I'll play it throughout the year. I'll definitely be playing it throughout the year. So yeah, who knows how many hours I'll get at the end of the year. But I'm having a blast. But hopefully they change the UI and everything. And yeah.
Okay. All right. So our next topic, it was something I kind of wanted to talk about within my Gamers Brief, but I felt like I might have went on a little too long with something else or whatever, though, with whatever that could pop up from this, though. But I kind of want to go through like Nintendo's fiscal year report, since we just finished. The Switch came out in 2017. It's 2020 now, so the Switch has been out for roughly about 3 years. So we're working on its 4th year right now, though. But I got over here to the right of me some of the numbers that we basically got. So like apparently as of now, and due to the virus and whatnot, though, they had to actually postpone these numbers later than normal, though. But they dropped these numbers out in May, though. But right now the Switch is at 55.7 million units, and to put that in perspective, it already sold the Super Nintendo, the N64, and I think it's fairly close, I think, to the actual NES as well. I don't know if it did pass it or not, but it's fairly close. And once we pass that, then obviously the last system that had to pass is the Wii, which is like roughly around 100 million. So I'm like, man, do you think it could actually outsell the Wii? I wanted to ask you that. Do you think it can actually outsell the Wii?
So how many has the Wii outsold? I mean, do you have the numbers on that?
The Wii sold roughly, it's like right around 100 million, and we're at 55.7, so a little bit of half of its amount where we're at right now.
Yeah. Man, So I think we have to go back to this question, because like when the Wii released, it set off an alarm not just to gamers but to a lot of casual players. I mean, I literally saw the Wii being in 2006, I saw the Wii being reported on CNN. Like, can you imagine a console being reported on CNN and the reporters are saying, "Hey, the Wii's launching 2 weeks or something"? I couldn't believe CNN reporters were like, "Yup, the fans are lining at the Nintendo store to buy a Wii. But that was just unprecedented, and it opened up both casual and pro gamers, as like hardcore gamers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll get close, but I don't think it will surpass the Wii. I think the Wii was revolutionary in terms of bringing together casual and hardcore gamers. The Switch does that, but I think there's a lot of stuff to the Switch that just isn't. I guess there's a lot of casual players out there that can't connect to it right now. There are, but I don't think it's enough that the Wii has for the casual players. I think it'll get close, but maybe not surpass it as much.
Yeah, because that's the thing is when you look at if you look at the Switch's library right now, you can kind of see a lot of the games were basically core, and Animal Crossing is like the biggest Nintendo IP that's that is dedicated towards the casual audience. So once that game has come and went, that's probably your last biggest system seller or whatever though. But if you look at all of Nintendo's first party IPs, we basically got hit with all of the major ones that usually are system sellers. Like you had your Mario games like your Mario Odyssey, Mario Tennis Aces, your Super Mario Party. We had a lot of variety of Mario stuff. We had our Mario Kart, which still sells like juggernauts. We had our Legend of Zelda, and we have Breath of the Wild 2 coming though, but we have a couple of Legend of Zelda games, or actually a few if you include some of the partial third-party stuff like Hyrule Warriors and stuff. We had that came. We have our Kirby game. We have goodness, I said Mario, Legend of Zelda, Kirby, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, and like those are like some of the biggest heavy Smash. Those are some of our biggest heavy hitters though. But I don't think there's anything out there that's like anything else that would be like a huge system seller. Of course, you're gonna sell systems when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, and hopefully we might be able to get a Metroid 5 or the Prime trilogy, which has been in rumor mill for forever or whatever though. But it ain't gonna push as hard as like a Smash, a Mario Kart, or an Animal Crossing or whatever though. So I'm like, okay, how much further can it go? I'm thinking if I had to make a guess right now, we're on our third year. I'm gonna go ahead and say it in this video. It might get somewhere between 75 and 80 million by the time we all set and done with this generation. I think that's where we're gonna roughly be at though. I'll be surprised if it goes a little more than that though.
Yeah. No, I agree with you completely. I think with the Switch now, there's not one game that so when the Wii released, right? When the Wii released, when I was a kid, everyone in my neighborhood had a Wii. Everyone had a Wii bowling. And we were so obsessed with creating Mii's, creating Mii's and everything. Like, just the way the Wii was advertised, you could tell that Nintendo was really pushing towards the casual audience. I think right now with the Switch, it doesn't seem like that's Nintendo's goal right now. Mm-hmm. So for example, like there's no big game on the Switch where everyone is playing it. You know what I mean? Like there's no Mii's really that you can use them for the Switch, I guess. Like there's not really one game. Like there's no like Wii Sports, or there's no like. But I feel like that's why it's not gonna go past 100. But I don't think that's Nintendo's priority as well. What the Wii did was revolutionary, but yes, right now I think Nintendo's really pushing for. I think what Nintendo's giving us is what we've been asking for so long. I think is what Nintendo has been giving us in terms of great Smash game, a great Zelda game, great Mario game, a great Metroid game in the future. That's what it sounds like right now. No, but I agree with. But I do agree with you that I think we'll see 80 million Switches being sold by the end of this generation.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been thinking though too, and I guess that's pretty much our thoughts about like how well the Switch is kind of been selling though. But just to quickly run through some of this stuff, as quickly as possible or whatever though. A quarter they managed to sell it was up by like 2.27 million. The Switch Lite quarter for our last quarter was like 1 million. So for that whole entire fiscal year, so from like, what was it, March of 2019 to like March of 2020, they managed to sell like 14.83 million. So that was pretty good. And I'm just still shocked how the 3DS is still selling. Like they still managing to sell like 0.07, which is a fairly low number. It's almost there. It's almost about to die. But 0.07 million for that quarter, and for the fiscal year it was like 0.69 million though. But yeah, so 3DS right now is like at a rough, 75 million. That's where we're kind of at right now though. But yeah, what do you have to think about those numbers? Because I'm trying to find out where the game sales are at. So you can go ahead and talk for a moment.
Oh no, I mean, the genius of Nintendo for the past 3 years, ever since the Switch launched, is basically killing 3DS. And I'll tell you why. Because when Nintendo killed the 3DS, basically, they now combined their console. They combined their console developers, and they combined their handheld developers. Both focus on making Switch games. I think that's the biggest genius behind the Switch. Basically, is now you have a lot of games for one console. There's no more Game Boy. There's no more 3DS, new 3DS, new 3DS XL, whatever the heck the weird the names were for the handheld. It's Nintendo's genius of combining the console developers for games and the handheld developers for games. Basically, focusing on games just for one console. That's a really good call on Nintendo, honestly. So, I mean, I think now people are just grabbing the Switch Lite now, really looking for handheld gaming. But yeah, I think the 3DS and the Wii U, and they're kind of sad. I'm honestly sad for the Wii U. I love my Wii U, and I love the Wii U's generation. It's sad that it's gone, but but they're in the right step forward with the Switch.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, all right, I finally managed to pull up something. I should have mentioned this a little bit earlier, I guess, while we're on the topic though. But Animal Crossing, oh shoot, for I think it was like literally in the first okay. Here in front of me, I see where it says for the first 6 weeks, Animal Crossing managed to sell 13.41 million units, which was really crazy though. But I remember hearing something, closer whenever it was like 10 or 11 days where they barely sold over like 10 million units within like its first, barely over a week. It sold that much, which gosh darn, like people thought this thing was gonna sell, but I never thought it was gonna sell this good. And there was like a report from Nintendo where they were saying, you know what, we knew it was gonna sell good, but these numbers that we're seeing right now, we were expecting that for the system life. And the matter of fact, they hit that within like a week's time. That's crazy. So I'm like, if there's any game that could dethrone Mario Kart, which is sitting at, I think it's roughly about 22 million as of this moment right now, it's gonna be Animal Crossing. It was normally either going to be Pokemon or Animal Crossing. It was going to be one of the two if it's going to rival and try to, knock Mario Kart off its throne, though, because that thing is just speeding on by, though. But that's crazy. But what do you have to think about that?
I mean, it's like the developers of Animal Crossing. It's kind of, it's crazy when we were coming into lockdown. So people were like, well, what are we going to do, man? So basically, everyone just hoarded and bought a lot of Switches. Everyone bought a lot of Animal Crossing because that was the newest game to come out when lockdown was out. And people went nuts. I mean, celebrities are... Chrissy Teigen is tweeting about the game. And people are, I'm hearing so many people and celebrities, like, putting out games and stuff like that with Animal Crossing. And so, it's been crazy, like... It almost feels like one person played the game, on social media how cool this game is. Everyone started playing. I mean, my boss at work is playing. You know what I mean? Like he's playing Animal Crossing with his. It's like everyone is playing Animal Crossing right now. We're all in lockdown. Animal Crossing gives you that sense of like your own home and it's. There's no other game like Animal Crossing. Don't it's like a once in a lifetime game basically to me. It's like Sony and X, like no other gaming company can replicate what Animal Crossing is. There have been copies, but they don't stand a chance with what Animal Crossing. Since we're in lockdown, you know what I mean? Like since we're in lockdown, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect game, and you know that's why a lot of Switches have been sold out and out of stock, and yeah.
Yeah, because if it weren't for this lockdown, I don't imagine it was probably going to sell nearly as good as what it probably would have. Let's just be honest on that one, though.
Yeah.
All right, so here in front of me, I finally found it, though. But I finally found, like, the brand new top 10, you know, highest selling Switch games. So at number 10, somehow, some way, I don't even know how, but we got new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe that sold 6.6 million units. I'm like, bro, what happened to Mario Maker 2, man? I'm like, what the heck?
I don't even know, dude. Mario Maker 2, I don't know what went wrong. Like, I think had to be no man, that game's marketing maybe, but just didn't fly. In terms of the gaming community, Mario Maker 2 just didn't soar as much as the first one did.
Yeah, it's weird because Mario Maker 2, it sold 5.48 million, so it's not too far behind. But new Super Mario Bros. U is just, I don't know.
I just feel the gaming community really hasn't opened that much arms with it. You know what I mean? In terms of like, if you compare the first game, I mean, everyone was playing Mario Maker. It just seems like now I only see a select people still playing it, and I'm like, no. I think it was the marketing for this game.
Yeah, because I felt. Go ahead. Oh, you want me to go? Yeah, because that's the thing I noticed was with Mario Maker, the first one. I don't know, maybe it's because the newness factor, the freshness factor. That one just sold a whole lot more than what I don't know. It just caught a lot of people off guard because it's like, wait, this is the first time we're able to make our Mario games or whatever, though, and I feel like with Mario Maker 2, they just kind of failed to constantly keep upgrading the game or updating the game like they did with the first one. And they had cool stuff that, you know, like the Link mode, that was pretty cool, even though somehow, some way, I still hadn't even played with that mode yet. So I actually need to kind of go back and do that myself. But, and then the other cool thing was they did where you can finally able to create your whole worlds and stuff. So I was like, man, now it actually feels like you actually are creating your own Mario games, but it's like, I don't know. I just felt like it was just a little too late, like a day late and $1 short.
Dude, honestly, when they said that this was the last update, it just sounded like Nintendo was like, "Oh, we're in coronavirus mode. Oh yeah, we have this one. Oh, we just forgot. We've been lying. We had this update. It's been in cobwebs and stuff. I guess we should release it now." It felt like that to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have a Mario Maker 2 update in the basement. Do you want to check it out?
Mario Maker 2 update in the basement.
Like, we'll dust off the cobwebs. Like, here you go. And so many people have been like, "Why is it now?" And that's my reason too. It could have been last year, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that some people just prefer to have the levels already made instead of, like, if you're like a parent and don't have that much time, just having to toggle through and find courses that you actually have to find in order to play, or the fact of the matter, they knew good and well they weren't going to make their own levels. They'd rather have it pre-made. I don't know. That's the only thing else I can think of at this point, though. But it's still kind of shocking to see that at number 10, though. See that Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at number 10, though. But oof. Any other things you wanted to add to it?
Oh, no, I'm good. That's all I had on that.
Alrighty. Then at number 9, we had Super Mario Party at 10.10 million. We had Splatoon 2, Whoop Whoop, at 10.13. It finally cracked over that 10 million marker, finally. Yeah, the Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee at 11.97 million. Animal Crossing is now currently at number 6 with 13.41 million. I imagine it's going to go up higher. Sword and Shield is at 17.37. Oh, and then these other two, oh my gosh. Super Mario Odyssey is at number 4, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is at number 3. But what I'm looking at is they're roughly at 17.41 million. So it's like they're literally, there's probably like a little bit of Breath of the Wild ahead of Mario Odyssey by a tiny bit, and it must be like by a few thousand units or something like that though. But those two are essentially neck and neck. Then you have Ultimate, Smash Bros. Ultimate at 18.84. Then you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I said 22 million. No, this sucker is at 24.77 million. I'm like, gosh darn. I'm like, that thing keeps selling. And that's the reason why we ain't got no Mario Kart 9, because that sucker keeps selling. There ain't no need to make no Mario Kart 9 when you're selling that well.
It boggles my mind how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, how that is number one still.
People love their racing games, and remember, the Wii U only had a certain limited audience. Most people that have the Switch might not have owned the Wii U, so to them, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is basically a new game to them. So that's why I keep thinking it's selling that well. And then you got people like me who double dip because I know it's going to be a good long while until we get Mario Kart 9. So I bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe so that way I can play with my friends. And also, they finally added in battle mode. So I was like, you know what? Hey, those things alone, I'm going to go back and get this game again.
Gotcha. I guess with I loved Mario Kart on the Wii U. I got it at launch, and I played online a lot. But I guess I guess the graphics were amazing. First of all, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, it looked so great. I guess what turned me, I guess I just got bored with it. I don't know. I mean,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Characters. I did, dude. I played the game for a while. Like, wait. So here's the thing with Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U launched on the same year as Super Smash Brothers. I played both games a lot. But Mario Kart 8 just didn't really, and I think it's mostly due to the character selection. I think the tracks are fantastic, but the characters just didn't hold up on. Like, yeah, you have Link and everything, and it's great, but I played a lot of Funky Kong. Mario Kart Wii. That was my go-to.
Yeah.
Just felt like the other character. There was no variety of character. I think that's what might have turned me off with it, because I think the game's great, but I think it's the character selection that kind of bored me. I think that's probably it.
Because I do know. Oh, go ahead.
No. I mean, that's all I was gonna say is that I've already played Mario Kart 8, so I wasn't thinking. So I wasn't thinking about getting Deluxe anyway, because I've already played it and I have it now. That's why I got Smash Ultimate instead, because I love Smash Bros. And it's Smash Ultimate, like, when I play Smash Ultimate with, like, with CPUs and everything now, I play with every character. Like, I just hit random. I don't even choose a character anymore, because, like, all the characters are so well balanced. They're so built up from scratch that they all feel like they all feel like they're all good characters. That's what it feels like when playing Smash Ultimate. Like, every character is good. Like, there's no bad character in Smash Ultimate. That's like, I just choose random now because it's so much. I'm playing with, like, female characters now. I've never done that in any video.
Bro, you hadn't been doing that in the past, man. What the heck? You're supposed to be using that female corn. Female corn is where it's at, man.
I've never played with. I'm not joking. Like, this whole time for 23 years of playing playing video games, I've never played with a female. And now in Smash Ultimate, I'm playing with, like, Zelda and Bayonetta and, like female Corrin. I'm playing with female Violet. Like, it's like Sakurai's done a great job with Smash Ultimate and everything. But that's why I got Smash Ultimate. But yeah, Mario Kart 8. Yeah, it hasn't really enticed me, honestly.
All right, so
I've already played it. So.
All right, so serious question: you don't play with Peach or Daisy, right? Like you don't do that, miss, right?
Wait, for which game?
Smash Ultimate? Yeah, Smash Ultimate, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll play with any character.
Oh, no. I despise playing them two characters, man. I don't know. Some people can miss me with them. I don't know. I just don't like those characters. I'm like, no. I was like, it's just something about them. I just don't like it.
Every character in Smash Ultimate is good. Like, it's so well balanced. It's like It's like literally soccer. I took all the characters and started from zero, then built them up. Like, it's awesome. Like, I just click random now. Honestly, I don't care what character I get. That's, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know if you have the same way, but I just choose random.
I do choose random when I'm playing with some of my other friends because we just kind of messing around or see, you know, like based upon a random pick, how well can you use those characters. But yeah, there is a go-to list for me in terms of like, I guess what I can call my mains or whatever though. Because like recently I've been working with Pokemon training because I used to Charizard pretty well on Smash 4 though. And I hate the matter of fact they took out his Rock Smash though because they're trying to, you know, they have to incorporate, you know, the other characters. So you have to switch the Rock Smash out and make him more like the original Pokemon trainer from Brawl though. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Let me try to get good with all three of them characters. So I had to put like significantly a lot more time into that character because it's basically 3 characters in one. So you had to put in like 3 times the work effort in order to figure out how you get good with all 3 of them though. But I got a pretty mean Pokemon trainer now. I ain't gonna lie. I got that sucker up to 3.3 million GSP. I was like, yeah, someone try to cross my path. I'll cut them with a Flare Blitz, man. I'll cut them with the, like, they'll never see it coming, man. They'll never see it coming.
But no, I agree, man. Like, so Smash Ultimate I've been having a great time with. And honestly, Animal Crossing and Smash were the 2 games that, when the Switch when the Switch launched in 2017, I had a Wii U and Breath of the Wild was coming. And I knew how open world the game was, so I was like, just getting Breath of the Wild. I won't get the Switch till later. So when 2018 rolled around and Smash Ultimate came, I was like, oh man, I need a Switch. I don't have time to get Smash Ultimate. So this quarantine's, you know, it's given me a chance to, you know, get Smash and Animal Crossing, which are 2 games I really, really wanted. But now, you know, now for me, it's to the future. You know, my two biggest games that I'll probably get next are Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid.
And Metroid Prime. Yeah, I'm hoping we get that Prime trilogy sometime soon, man. I don't know. I'm hungry for some Metroid content, man. I don't know when. Wait, I guess no. Yeah, 2017. I think is when Samus Returns came out, and since then I've been craving Metroid pretty badly. I'm like, man, I don't know how these fans be doing it though, but
there is a rumor this year that we might get a 2D Metroid, but it's just rumors.
Oh boy, but I think that's pretty much it in terms of all of the Fiscal stuff I want to report on though. But at least now I got like a record of me kind of going back through and talking about some of these numbers though, and we'll see how much crazier Animal Crossing. If I had to predict something, I'd say Animal Crossing is right here on number 6 right now. I think by the time we all said and done, when the Switch is over with, I think it's either gonna be 2 or 3, most likely. Like that thing is selling juggernauts though. But that's pretty much it on that topic though. Now, the next thing go ahead.
Well, I mean, if there's one game I want to get rid of on that list, is definitely Super Mario Party. Put that game. Put that game in the trash.
We keep saying put that game in the trash though, but man, that's like one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's one of the few, or I guess top 9 that actually hit 10 million. So I don't know. I don't know.
The game should be negatives.
it should be negatives, but is Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe shocked our expectations and hit 6.6? I'm like, what else can roll up in here? Something that we haven't all played before and will hit over the 10 millions. Okay, granted, maybe Breath of the Wild 2 might. So then it will move Mario Party down from 9 to 10. But I don't know about anything else, to be honest. It'll get close, but I don't know.
That's good, yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, since you mentioned this before we started this thing, you wanted to know why I like RPGs, and and the matter of fact, you're not like a really big fan of RPGs or JRPGs, but you wanted to understand why did I like it, and this is kind of started up because, matter of fact, that we had Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition that drops out on Friday, which I plan on picking up. So you go ahead and say what you got to say, and then I'll turn around and rebut it or whatever, though.
I mean, no. So I'm shocked to see so many RPGs on the Switch, man. Honestly, like House of Mana, Xenoblade's coming. there's just been so many RPGs on the Switch. It's just crazy. Like, just something that I haven't been really into. I don't know. I mean, what do you have to say? I mean, I don't see the big hype, or I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I can't get in.
Okay.
I can't get into it.
Let me break this down. Usually it always goes back to somebody's childhood. Have you played any RPG in general? I'm trying to get like a good understanding or feel like where you at. Have you played any RPG in the past?
I mean, I've played Earthbound.
Okay, you played Earthbound.
But it's just maybe I'm more of a, I don't like the whole style of it. I know that's how RPGs work, but I guess I'm not the type of person that would like click on something and then okay, you do your attack, okay, then you like the whole turn based, like it's just not.
Okay, so the only one that you pretty much remember yourself playing is Earthbound. Now, have you played any series like Paper Mario, which we'll get to that big old discussion here in just a moment though, but have you played any Paper Mario, or have you played like the Mario and Luigi series, or no?
I have not, because again, it's the same thing.
Okay. All right, so what I'm basically getting is, you played Earthbound, and Earthbound for me is like personally one of my top 10 favorite RPGs of all time though. But that game, if you played that game, it might have rubbed you the wrong way, because yes, Earthbound is a pretty rough and tough RPG, and it's kind of out there. Like, there's pretty much like, you see some other games that aspire to be Earthbound, but Earthbound was very weird with the kind of nature it was and the kind of story that it was trying to tell. I mean, you had these random starmen coming up, you had time traveling up in there, which for a game in the SNES era, for it to have time travel mechanics and stuff like that, it's kind of crazy though. But I can understand why some people don't like RPGs, because of the classic style when you have to do turn-based. Like, when most people think RPGs or JRPGs, they think turn-based, which, that's what Earthbound essentially is or whatever though. And I had a good friend replaying Earthbound and playing Earthbound, and it kind of triggered some fond memories I had with the game series or whatever though. But it's sort of kind of an acquired taste. But most people, when they play RPGs or JRPGs, whatever you want to call it, it's essentially it's like two sides of the same coin. It's like you have to have good gameplay, which some people like that turn-based, and then you have the story. And a lot of people, and me personally, I really like if the story is really good, it will get me to play the game. Obviously, the gameplay has to be just as good and entertaining in order to kind of, keep you invested within the game as a whole though. But it's usually both of those two things kind of going, in tandem back and forth that makes you really enjoy RPGs. So, Earthbound is kind of weird, so I won't make that as an example though. But one example I will make here now is Dragon Quest 11, and since of the turn-based thing. Have you seen Dragon Quest 11 in terms of like any of the previews or stuff? Like, have you been seeing that like within directs or anything like that?
Yeah. It's kind of, I guess, I have, but it hasn't really interested. I've seen the trailers and I've seen the direct for it. Like, each of the directs, it's just not something that interests me.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird, because it's like Dragon Quest at first, and I like RPGs, I didn't know the story was meant for me. However, when I played that demo, which was about like 5 to 6 hours or something like that, I was like, that demo had a lot more game than most other small games have of a game itself. There was a lot of game in that demo though, and that honestly was the thing that kind of sold me to play Dragon Quest 11S, and kind of got me hooked on the series. And I'll probably keep playing Dragon Quest for at least the newer titles that come out, and I have to probably go back and play some of the older ones as well though. But there is a demo on there, and it's free, and if you happen to like it, you can go ahead and buy the full version, and your data will transfer over there. It's something really good that Square Enix does. But I don't know, it's usually, if you really like stories, that's what usually kind of, attracts the attention for most RPG fans. It's the story followed by the gameplay. But, the gameplay is still just as important as the story, though. But that's usually the thing. So maybe turn-based isn't more so your forte, because maybe you just don't like going through and toggling through the menus or whatever though. But have you ever tried or played an action RPG, like for example, an Astral Chain?
No, because that looks crazy. That game looks nuts.
See, it looks nuts, but maybe that's more so your thing. Like maybe Astral Chain or Bayonetta, like when Bayonetta 3 comes out, maybe you like that. I don't know, because there's some people that don't like the turn-based, but like the action RPG. Like, for example, I just finished Trials of Mana. That's action RPG, because you're running around. It's not like menu option, but you're running around, you're bashing, you're hitting people. Maybe that's something more up your alley. I think, because there's people out there that are like that. I ran into those kind of people, though.
I mean, Bayonetta 3 might be the game for me.
It may be.
I love Bayonetta.
Okay, so
Bayonetta 3.
Oh, so you do like Bayonetta? You do like Bayonetta?
I think I like Bayonetta.
So you do like RPGs, because that's an RPG, man. That's an RPG. It's an action RPG. It's not your traditional, turn-based, but it's action RPG. So you were lying to me this whole time.
I like how flirtatious he is. Okay.
Bruh. Okay,
Bad,
so that's probably your thing. So now that I know you like Bayonetta, I would recommend Astral Chain, because Bayonetta is made by the same people that made Astral Chain. It's still made by Platinum Games. So I would recommend that one to you next. You probably need to try out Astral Chain, because you probably like it. I really had a fun time with it though. So I don't know, that might be a game more so up your alley though. But yeah, I can understand why some people don't like RPGs, because they just don't want to put the time into, like, I guess it's probably more so that combat with the turn-based though. But I can understand why some people don't like that. It's not like their forte or whatever though.
No, I agree. But I'm glad that learning about RPGs, and I'm just glad the Switch is accommodating fans of all types.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like fans of RPGs and fans of casual, and it's great. Yeah. I mean, speaking of RPGs, do you want to talk about other RPG coming out in a couple of months after?
Okay, so all right.
Wait, the RPG I woke you up about?
Oh shit. Okay. So that's pretty much it in terms of the general overall RPG thing. And I am excited about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition that comes out on Friday though. So yeah, I'm about to sink my teeth up into that one though. But the one thing that Nintendo hit us out of the left field, and I was like, what? It was like, was it last week, or I guess the week before last, or something from the time of this recording though. But I woke up and I was like, before I could even do anything, I just happened to check my phone. It was like some random old morning. I went through scrolling through my phone. I saw a text from you immediately before I even saw any of my other notifications. You're like, bro, what the heck happened? It was like, check Nintendo. I was like, what the heck is this man going on? I was like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, man. I'm like, no, it was like, I think I can remember. I think it was like 8:15 in the morning. I was scrolling through that mess. I was like, okay. And I was like, you know what? I think they might have dropped the trailer for something. I don't know. I tried to click to it as fast as I could without seeing nothing. And then I saw Princess Peach, and she looked a little whacked up, like she saw some better days or something like that. I was like, man, she looked kind of pixelated or something. And I was like, what the? I was like, no. And I was like, what the freak? And I jumped up and like threw the covers halfway off of me. I was like, ooh! And I was like, bruh. And I was like, you mean to tell me Nintendo's dropping Paper Mario out, and the crazy thing was, after I was done watching the whole entire trailer, I was like, okay, this is going to be like September or something. No, they said that this is coming out in July. And I was like, bruh, that's only 2 months, man. 2 stinking months. And I was like, man, how the heck are you going to drop this trailer out randomly on Twitter and not even do a Nintendo Direct or nothing like that? I was like, man, this could have been up in the Nintendo Direct Mini. I was like, what the heck, man? What the heck? And I was like, okay, I was out of breath. I was like, okay, I need to rewatch that thing, make sure this ain't no dream. I was like, I know Arlo was over there freaking out, man. And the crazy thing about Arlo, though, too, was the fact that he said in one of his previous videos, he said that the next one was probably relating with origami or something. I saw that. I was like, what the heck, man? And I was like, he even predicted that mess. I was like, oh, my gosh. That was my reaction, though. But what about you? Because you saw it before me. Oh.
I mean, I love the Nintendo Switch community on Reddit. Reddit, there's a great Nintendo Switch community they have. So I checked the post there, and the first post I saw was Paper Mario the Origami King coming July. I'm like, Paper Mario Origami, what the heck? So I saw it and I went, what the heck, Paper Mario the Origami King? I checked it out. I saw the trailer. First of all, I couldn't believe Nintendo just announced a new game out of no warnings, just out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, first thing I have to say about the game is that the graphics look amazing. I think it blew my mind actually what they did with the origami and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics look great. But I think with the game, I'm seeing a lot of mixed reception.
Mm-hmm.
The game, I think the trailer they didn't really show too much of the combat. It's a lot of actually, combat's a literal turn-based. Like Mario ships in like this circle and then he bounces on the Goombas. So I'm seeing a lot of mixed reactions with it on the internet. I do think honestly right now it's too early to say anything about it. I think Nintendo's hiding a lot of stuff with this game.
Yeah, because it seems like they're sort of kind of hiding some stuff, but the matter of fact that we got a little bit more screenshots and we got a little bit more tidbits of information on there, and also Andre releases that analysis machine, which was an hour long. I'll sit through and watch part of it, but I hadn't saw all of it yet. But
I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, so I was still trying to go through that.
Andre is crazy, man. It's an hour long. Over an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's kind of crazy though, but I was going through it though, but most people are sort of kind of, when you talk about Paper Mario, you got to talk about the fan base. And when you start talking about the fan base, oh shoot, here we go, because a lot of people say, you know what, the good games were the original Paper Mario on 64 and Thousand Year Door. Super Paper Mario was different, but a lot of people appreciate the really good story that came with it, so they don't really bash that game too much though. But it's the next two where they're like, okay, the series really took a dramatic twist, and it's not to fans' expectations. Between Sticker Star, everybody hated that, and then Color Splash, which they didn't hate as much as Sticker Star though, but it still wasn't their kind of cup of tea, and everybody still wanted to kind of return to form and go back to the original / Thousand Year Door kind of style though. But I think this one is probably the closest one we had since then. And while the turn-based is a little bit different, like it's still turn-based, what it seems like though, but the new gimmick with this one is this origami wheel where I think you have like a limited amount of time in order to kind of solve a puzzle to line up as many enemies as you can right up in front of you. And then you jump on each individual, enemy or whatever kind of attack you have, whether it be jump, hammer, or whatever, and you're able to attack all those enemies in a straight line. So it feels a little bit more traditional, and thank goodness you don't have to run around in the main world to find some stickers or some cards or something like that, and those things actually allow you to attack. I can understand why people kind of got fed up with that.
Yeah. No, man, I agree. Actually, I wanted to say something. So what? I wanted to go back in the past. Go back to the past. When I was a kid, and Toys R Us, Toys R Us, it was still a thing. Like, GameCube was there, right? I actually played a demo at Toys R Us of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door as a kid. Like, my parents, my parents wanted to go and shop at Toys R Us. I don't know, for something. So I would always go to the video game section, and at the video game section, there was actually a demo during the GameCube era of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I remember playing it, and I was mesmerized, honestly, by the story and the story and just the quirky dialogue of the game. It wasn't cheesy. It wasn't anything. And I think the dialogue for Paper Mario has changed a lot, I think, in terms of like the actual dialogues and the character developments. It's changed a lot between Thousand Year Door and now here we are in Origami King. I guess I hope they bring it back. Because the Paper Mario fandoms, it just feels like they're constantly mad all the time,
Oh yeah.
I don't like when fandoms are just constantly mad about stuff. It's. I mean, I don't want this to be an Armageddon for Nintendo, but if this game does bad, if this game is bad,
Yeah, because that's a yeah.
You know, like it kind of says to me like why does Nintendo keep making Paper Mario? You know what I mean? Like if the games are not if they're not doing like I think see they didn't have to do an Origami King. I think Nintendo wants to prove that they can make the series great. I just feel like they let them down one more time, then that's it. I feel like they should stop making Paper Mario.
That's where I kind of feel like where the series at right now, because if you go back and look at the sales, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I know I've done it before, but this is like rough, rough numbers or something like that. Like the original Paper Mario 64 sold like 1 point something million. Thousand Year Door sold 2 point something something something. Super Paper Mario did 4 point something something something. So it was kind of going up. And while Super Paper Mario sort of kind of felt different or whatever, though, it was still good from a story point perspective. It wasn't like a traditional like RPG like turn based. It kind of changed from that though, but you can kind of appreciate the really good story because that's the one I played out of all the Paper Marios. I played Super, and I still enjoyed it. It's kind of like your action RPG, so to say, because you're kind of moving around or whatever though. So that's what I sort of kind of associate that though. But then obviously you kind of had it started to go back down because in Sticker Star it sold 2 point something something, so it's roughly about the same-ish sort of kind of numbers as Thousand Year Door, and then you had Color Splash, and I kid you not. That sold 0.186 million. Didn't even crack a million. I was like, dang, that thing sold worse than the original Paper Mario, though. So I kid you not. If the Paper Mario game, or this one for the Origami King, sold less than a million, I doubt they'll probably ever make a new one until like years and years later. Especially in the matter of fact that we don't have the Mario and Luigi series no more because, Alpha Team went out of business. So we don't know when or if, Nintendo's going to give another studio of theirs or something like that and be able to make another Mario and Luigi game. All we got right now is Paper Mario. So I'm like, this got to be good. So I don't know. That's just where I'm at currently right now, though. So, oof. So, yeah.
I've seen a lot of skeptical, a lot of skeptical YouTubers, and the overall community is feeling really skeptical. I'm just seeing a lot more frustrated people on the internet, to be honest, because I think people are tired. People are tired of the generic Super Mario world in these Paper Mario games. Like, people want a different Toad. Like, people want a different. Like, people will want a Toad with a monocle or a Toad wearing sunglasses, or people want a different type of person. Like, people don't just want a regular Toad. Like, the problem with Color Splash was that there were so many Toads. Toads were everywhere, and so when I followed a lot of YouTubers and saw the trailer, they were frustrated because you may have partners. I mean, who knows? I don't even know if partners are. It looks like there's partners.
It looks like there's partners, and I found a little bit more stuff based upon the stuff that I guess Andre and them had saw from Game Explain, because the way how they set it up, like you have like a bomb with you, and then it said join these people that you find along the way, and they said recruit. So I was like, if that doesn't sound like partners to you, I don't know what will be though. But I'm pretty sure we'll have something like partners. And then there was even some footage where they had it up on YouTube somewhere, and then they took it back down because there was one scene that we saw like in the trailer or whatever. It was Mario by himself, but there was another one that was found, and there was like a Toad standing right next to him on that origami wheel. So I'm pretty sure you got partners in this game. I feel pretty confident about that.
I think people are just mad that like it's a regular Bob-omb, it's a regular Bowser.
I mean, Bowser and
Toad.
Bowser
Like,
Jr. I feel like those got to be regular though, but yeah, for the Toads and Bob-ombs, yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing from people is that they just want more creativity with this game, because I think now like, yeah, like. I think people are just tired of this regular Super Mario world. Like, I think people are tired of having Bowser as a boss and having the Koopalings as a boss. The Koopalings were bosses in Color Splash. People didn't really like that. They wanted more creative bosses. So, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping this works for Nintendo in July. Because if it doesn't, then I think Nintendo should stop Paper Mario. Like, if the series is done, if it doesn't work.
Yeah, and that is
Um,
something I do like about the
so
Paper Mario series because, as a matter of fact, that at least in this one we had the Origami King, which is, he's basically the main antagonist for this whole entire game. So I do like it when you get these other different but sort of kind of weird antagonists like that. Yeah, I don't know. I get kind of biased of Super because, or Super Paper Mario because, like I wasn't expecting none of those types of enemies in that kind of game, and I certainly wasn't expecting this in this kind of game though. But let's rewind a little bit because that moment where Peach came out and she was origamified, and I was like, bro, I was that first 10 seconds of that trailer was pretty dark. I ain't gonna lie. And I was like, oh shoot. I'm like, I'm ready for this game. I was like, I wasn't expecting it to be that dark of an intro or whatever though. But I don't know. Just based on that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get this game though. But what did you feel about those first 10 seconds?
I mean, I was pretty. I mean, it definitely. I mean, it's crazy actually. 'Cause it made me curious as to like what's going on. Like, is she brainwashed? Is she like, what's going? It's a little. It's creepy. I'm not gonna lie. That's really good. I think that first 10 seconds or whatever of that trailer tells me that Nintendo's in the right direction.
Yeah.
Honestly. Hopefully, July. I'm hoping this works for Nintendo. I don't want to see people angry, or I don't want to see a tweet that says like cancel Paper Mario or anything in July. That'd be bad.
As weirdly as you say that, I had seen a few or a couple or a few different people just randomly on Twitter or something like that. They're like, cancel Paper Mario. This ain't our traditional Paper Mario. I'm like, y'all, the game ain't even out yet. Y'all gotta chill. I'm like, bruh, I'm probably still gonna like this game because I don't know. I like the quirkiness of Paper Mario. Shoot, even if I went back and played Color Splash, I probably would like it. I just don't know whether or not I would like Sticker Star, so to say, though. But especially going back on the 3DS, because I can't go back to the 3DS and play hardly anything now, though. But yeah, for Color Splash, I might find a little joy about it. But yeah, I just like the whole theme of Paper Mario. But what were you about to say?
Oh, no, I agree, man. I think it's just that I just feel like the Paper Mario fandom is so stuck on the 1,000-year door. It's like they're all brainwashed by the 1,000-year door, and they don't want anything. It's like, and they don't want anything else. Like, I've seen tweets that are like, Nintendo just released a 1,000-year door HD remake, like HD remake. I'm like, sure, I guess, but I mean, the whole fandom, it seems like they're stuck on the 1,000-year door because it had more creative characters, creative story, this and that. So they, this is a make it or break it for Nintendo in July. I really think July will be make it or break it. Hopefully it works. The game is ready. You told me this. You can.
Yeah, the game is, which is kind of crazy because and there's a few things I have to mention about this though, but the matter of fact, that game was ready to pre-order the second that they said that it was available at the end of the trailer. I was like, wait, they were sitting on this game for a while though, which made me think, wait, why in the world was this not actually in the Nintendo Direct Mini? But maybe because of the virus or something like that, they have to actually push it back and say, you know what, we weren't ready or had the footage available for us to drop during the Mini Direct. So since this was our major hitter and it's not in there, we're gonna call it a Mini. We're gonna drop it out randomly, but we'll postpone this later though. But it makes me think, I'm like, man, if they were sitting on this game for at least a decent amount of time, hey, you know what? This also gives thoughts to the whole idea of whether or not, hey, remember, we were talking about this, I think, way back in the first podcast, saying, you know what, that whole Mario rumor with the 35th anniversary, and in that thing, it said it was a new Paper Mario, and it was sort of going to be sort of kind of ish, back to form. I'm like, well, we got our Paper Mario, so those HD remasters a thing now? And I'm like, you know what, at this point, somebody's leaking out their whole, I don't know, somebody at Nintendo is just giving us all the information. I don't know why, but I'm starting to get off the fence a little bit more and start to hop in the yard and, start running or whatever, though. The fact of the matter that, you know what, this all might be true. And if it is, this should be a good year.
Exactly. I think this Paper Mario game is going to be the big release before they have their Direct, probably in like August or September. Because yeah, I guess there's no
No,
direct
not
for
from what I'm
June.
hearing.
Considering all the news same, which is a big disappointment. But Nintendo has said that from GameSpot that it's been really hard on them to work on games from home. So I can see why they have no direct, and honestly, I respect that. I think fans that are like mad and saying like, "Oh, Nintendo this," I think they should just stop right now, man. I think coronavirus is so uncertain. It's uncertain, and I can see Nintendo having a tough time working from home right now, making games. They're giving us free updates for games. So I don't know why people are mad. You know what I mean? Like we have a Smash character in June. Animal Crossing. We just got a Luigi's Mansion 3 update, Super Mario Maker updates, so we're okay. I don't think we're like, I don't think it's bad, right? Like, I think some fans are just, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the good thing right now is because once Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition drops, the next 7 weeks is going to have quite a bit of stuff, and I'll go ahead and say all the things right now, though. But yeah, we have Xenoblade dropping out on 1 week. Within like a week or two later, June 5th runs around. You have Outer Worlds, which is sort of kind of similar to, what is it called? It's kind of like your open style world game where you basically can do any kind of thing. You can kind of go through it stealth wise. You can kind of go through it, guns ablazing or whatever. Though it's sort of kind of similar to, I can't even think of the name off the top of my head. I don't even know why. Fallout. It's similar to Fallout 3 or whatever though. So those kind of fans are going to be happy with that. Clubhouse Games actually comes out on that same day, which I know you saw that though. The games where there's like 51 games in one. I was like, you got your Connect 4, you got checkers, you got chess, you got blackgammon, you got Wii bowling, golf, table tennis, and I was like air hockey. I was like, dang. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I was like, at some point I'm probably gonna have to get that game because that would probably be pretty fun or whatever though. But did you have any thoughts about the Clubhouse games? Because I don't think we ever, fully talked about that or even mentioned it.
Oh no, yeah. No, definitely. I guess it looks good. I mean, it looks. I mean, yes. I've just been hearing stuff about the game where you can't play with controllers on some games. Okay, sorry. So first of all, about the game looks great. I want to say that. So the presentation looks great of the game. I don't think that's the problem with me. I think I just don't get why some games are not 4 players. Like most of them are 3 players.
Wait, bowling is 2 players?
2 players.
Oh shoot!
Man. That's what I don't get. I think and the reason I'm saying this. Well, I mean, I hate to disappoint you as well. I don't like to disappoint you as well. I was watching Andre's. I was watching Andre's discussion, and watched Nintendo Life's discussion as well about the game. And I cannot believe bowling is 2 players. You can only use Joy-Cons. Like on most games, you can't use a Pro Controller. You have to use a Joy-Con, and Joy-Cons are already expensive. Like they're $80 as it is, and it's just mind-boggling why some games are not 4 players. Like a lot of games are 3 players, 2 players.
Yeah.
Like game looks great. I just how did they?
Yeah, because it is kind of weird. Because I was thinking I hadn't seen like all of the in-depth coverage. I was thinking most of these things are either going to be 2 players, because obviously there's like a lot of board games that are 2 players, like checkers and chess. But I was thinking, like for example, Wii bowling. I was thinking that was going to be 4 players. Now I do understand why some of the games where there's a Joy-Con, you have to use Joy-Cons over an actual Pro Controller. Like for example, essentially what's Wii bowling on this Clubhouse Games. I mean, that would be no fun lining up your sticks and then just pressing the button and throwing it. No. So that makes sense why you use the Joy-Cons. It's like very similar to Wii bowling. And games like darts where you had to use your Joy-Con, because I'm like, if you just aim and point a button, that's not fun. So yeah, throwing it with the actual Joy-Con or whatever though. Now the good thing is everybody that has a Switch has Joy-Con, so it's not like no one's gonna be cut from what's the word I'm looking for. Basically, no one's not going to be able to not play these games, except for the fact that now you have the Switch Lite, which okay, there's actually an issue with that because you actually do have to go out and buy Joy Cons, but people with standard base Switches don't. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I was excited for the game. I was just curious because like the amount of games, the game selection is great. What I've heard, so I've been reading a lot of reviews and discussions. The quality of the games aren't the so what I'm saying is my criticisms, because I want to be clear, the game is great. Like the games are fun. I think just it's the UI, like the whole thing together is a little bit complicated. Like there's no play again button. If you want to play the game again, you really have to the game again, load the game again. Like when you finish the game, you can't play it again. There's no play again.
Didn't they
button.
say that whenever you do
How?
online, even I guess if you're trying to do it with your friends, you have to choose like 3 similar games or whatever though. And I don't know if this is like if they create your own room or something if you're playing with your friends or whatever though. But you go from like game to game to game. So I guess you have to, if you're playing with your friends or something like that, like agree that say, you know what, once we're done with checkers, we're gonna both drop out, both reconnect, and put checkers in as first option again or something. I don't know.
I also heard about the online that if you accidentally choose a game, you're kind of stuck. You can't back out, which I think is kind of weird. If you accidentally choose a game with like if you and your friends choose a game and you don't want that game, like it's tough to back out. I don't understand either.
I wonder, it's stuff like that. It makes me think, is it possible for them to patch out? Or if they hear these issues now, they can make certain kind of tweaks on like on the day one thing. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I just think you can't play with 4 people in a lot of the games. You can only play with 3 is the most, which is kind of weird. The game is great. I love all the Mancala and Shogi or whatever. Hold'em and stuff like that. I'm not saying the games are bad. I'm just saying like the way you have to play the games is so awkward. It's a little bit weird. I hope there's a patch. The storage of the game, it's not a lot. And but hopefully there's a patch. The game's gonna gain traction, but I don't think it's gonna be like don't go into this game thinking like it's Wii Sports Golf or Wii Sports Bowling. It's not really in terms of controls or the way it is. It's weird. It's weird how it's also weird how most of the games you can't play with people in your room. So like what I'm saying is that like without local multiplayer or whatever, like if a person doesn't bring their Switch to your house, and you want to play,
it's like
there's not a lot of
it's like a
variety.
smaller pool of games that you're able to do.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is that if your friends have a Switch, that's great. Then you have a lot of games to play. But if I'm inviting friends over, play house games, not a lot of game variety. Play with you and your friends' Joy-Cons.
Now, one thing I do appreciate is the matter of fact that at least within this game, which I hadn't seen since the DS era or whatever though, but they say, you know what, as long as your friends have a Switch, you're able to sort of kind of do like a download play-ish kind of thing where it's like one person owns the copy of the game and everybody else is able to benefit off of it. So I do kind of find that to be cool, but it is a little disappointing, the matter of fact that out of all those 51 games, or I think it's technically 52-ish, but they don't put it on the box. The matter of fact that you can do some stuff locally, but it's probably not as big of a selection locally if they don't have a Switch, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Definitely. I've also heard some complaints from Nintendo Life about how if you're playing card games, seeing your partner's cards can be a bit awkward, but I don't have enough evidence again to say that. I guess like if you have, that was only one person who said that it's a little bit awkward to see your partner's cards. I guess once we have the game once we see more of the game June 5th, we can talk more about it. But I think right now, Yeah, I think it's just a UI problem again. But the game's completely fantastic, but it's just the UI that's kind of weird.
I got you.
Yeah. That's it though. Yeah, I mean, at least the game's
40,
like
it's budget,
the
so
game $40.
at least it's not $60.
So it's not,
yeah, pretty much.
like 1-2 Switch.
No,
Right?
no, we don't talk about that 1-2 Switch. I'm still surprised that thing sold more than 1 million. But yeah. But do you have anything else to say about Clubhouse?
Oh my.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. Nothing really. I guess what I have to say is that, like, if you're expecting this game to be if you're expecting this game to be Wii Sports of Switch, something like that, this game's not it. This game is more like this is NDQ. So these are the people who made Super Mario Party. This game I would describe as like it's like a miniature version of Wii Party, basically. Because Wii Party and Wii Party U had like had like toy baseball stuff. So that's how I describe Clubhouse games. It's a great game, but I think it's just sad how like you can't play with a lot of players on some games like that you want.
Okay,
so.
that makes sense. All right, so before I go on to go on further within the other stuff I said was supposed to come out within the next 7 weeks or whatever, though, I'm just letting you know how we had earlier in this podcast, we were talking about them storms, right? Well, I looked outside my window and, the clouds are kind of getting dark now and I'm starting to hear rolls of thunder. So, if y'all hear little thunder cracks or one's big enough where y'all are able to hear it through all this stuff, that's what's kind of going on right now. A little convenient or inconvenient, whatever you want to call it, though. But I just kind of find that a little funny, though. Oh boy. But essentially, so I said within the next 7 weeks we're having all these games. So I said Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition was supposed to come. Then I said Outer Worlds with Clubhouse Games, that was supposed to come out on the same day. And then like within the next couple of weeks, we're supposed to have the Pokemon DLC for Sword and Shield that's supposed to come out. And then maybe like a week or two after that, we're supposed to also have the Smash DLC for the ARMS character, which, you know what, hey, you know what, I don't know, this is going to be one of them ARMS characters. I still hope it's Ninjara. That's my boy. That's my icon on my Switch. I hope.
I mean, I'm hoping that the Smash DLC comes out June 12th, because that's like E3 time. So I'm hoping it's going to be. I'm hoping it's not end of June.
Honestly thinking, if I look at the calendar, I think it was going to be. My gut was saying third week of June. Maybe some things got pushed back a little bit with Sakurai from the work at home thing in Japan, but I was thinking third week of June and release the Pokemon DLC a little before. Because basically, with the DLCs, they're going to space this stuff out at least by a week, if not 2 weeks. And I was thinking the Pokemon DLC was going to come out first before the Smash. At least that's what I was thinking.
Really? Oh, I was thinking the opposite. I really think they would release it the week of E3, so like the week of so-called E3, right? So June 10th through 12th is when I was that week when I was thinking they'd release the Smash DLC. I think if honestly, to be honest, my prediction is that it won't be a Sakurai discussion. I think what they'll do is if you remember how Joker was released out of nowhere. Instead, there was like this announcer that announced everything and gave the moves. I think they'll do a Joker on this. I don't think Sakurai will come and discuss.
I guess because I guess it all depends on when they would have recorded him talking about. Because remember, in the past, for like Hero Terry and Violet, he recorded these discussions like 2 or 3 months out in advance, and they just edited into them and dropped it like way later, closer to its release date. So there might have been a possibility, yes, even as of this moment right now, Sakurai probably already recorded himself, and it's up to some other people to kind of, put the video together. So I don't know. We still might hear him talk. So I wouldn't kind of completely rule that out, though. But it is possible that they could also do the Joker side of things, though, too. But I don't know. Sakurai's been pretty consistent ever since Joker in terms of doing his little mini discussions. I think he personally enjoys those.
No, that's true. No, I think you're right. Yeah, who knows? I mean, who knows? Who knows when Sakurai worked on the Arms deals? Like he could have been recording the Arms let's say Arms discussion January. You know, like he could have recorded the video then. So like, yeah, you're right. We don't know when it happens, but I mean, hopefully, hopefully Twintel gets in. Yeah.
No, you want Twintel up in there for other reasons, man. You might as well go ahead and confess. The hair. You sure it's the hair? I'm just kidding. Man, okay, but okay, so you want Twintel, and I want my boy Ninjara though, because I literally call that man 2 Chainz, because I was like, man, it don't get more creative to actually have chains as your actual arms though. But yeah, we got that coming out, and then lastly will be Paper Mario. So between Paper Mario, the DLCs for Smash and for Pokemon, and then you also had the Clubhouse games with a little bit Outer Worlds, and then you also had Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. You have all of that stuff that's supposed to all happen within relatively 7 weeks' time. So I'm like, hey, Nintendo's starting to pick it up. So I'm like, I'm not so say afraid of what they may or may not do in terms of their releases or whatever though. But I feel like, you know what, they might just release games whenever they get one out of the way. Like when they got Animal Crossing out the way, then they started to kind of lay a little bit more on the Xenoblade stuff. And then they randomly dropped the Paper Mario. I feel like once they get Xenoblade out the way, they might drop another random game or whatever though. It might be the Mario remasters next time though. But honestly, I think we have some good stuff planned though. But anything else within the release schedule, what you think?
I think definitely like the Smash DLC. To be serious, I think if I were to give a final prediction on it, I think it's honestly going to be Min Min. I I could definitely see Min Min being the character. I think because a lot of people, including me, have been wanting more female characters, I guess, in Smash. And I think Min Min would be a great addition. I feel like my final prediction would be her. Other than that, I think, we're gonna get constant DLC. Like next month in June, we have the Animal Crossing update for the whole anniversary and stuff. We have the Smash DLC next month, Paper Mario in July.
Yeah.
I think we're okay. I think we're like, Nintendo's still making release, and it sounds. I mean, if Paper Mario was already ready and already ready up for July, who knows?
Like for example, I think they're already sitting on. I think they're still sitting on Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and they're probably already sitting on Super Mario 3D World. I feel like those two, and I feel like they're also already sitting on Metroid Prime Trilogy. Like I know they got like 3, 4, maybe even 5 games. They're just sitting on waiting when's the best time to actually release them. I know, like Nintendo's like that. Like they get done with a game for a while, and then they just sit on it. Like for example, with Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that game was already finished like 2 months before that January when it released this year. Wait, was it this year or was it last year? No, last year. Last year. So 2 months before it actually released in that January, it was already done. They were sitting on that sucker trying to figure out when they're going to release it. They knew good and well to release it before Mario Maker 2. So yeah, stuff like that. I feel like, Nintendo's, which actually kind of works for them in this kind of scenario where we're living in right now, with how it's affecting people's work schedules and stuff. And you got games you're sitting on, you just put those out, and ain't nobody really going to be able to tell the difference. So at least that's kind of smart on Nintendo for, I guess, kind of planning ahead without necessarily planning ahead or whatever though. But that's pretty cool though. But yeah, any other thoughts before we move on to the next thing?
I agree,
okay, now
I agree.
One of two things we can basically do from this point though, because I know we want to do the activity though, but I know we're running. What is it? This is we're about like almost an hour and almost 45 minutes into it. Did you want to quickly predict what could potentially happen or what Nintendo might have in the future though, or do you just want to jump straight to the activity? Because I know it's been kind of going on for a while.
I mean, we could just honestly predict the predictions here, and then I guess we could do the game maybe later.
For the predictions, let's see here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, I think the Mario 3 or the Mario 3D remasters, I think that is true. So I'm thinking we're gonna get we're gonna get Mario 64, the Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and Mario Galaxy 2. I think they're going to jam all 4 of those games into one collection, release that as one game. I think we're going to get Pikmin 3D, or not, why did I say 3D? Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And I think we're going to get Mario 3D World. So those are 3 games I'm predicting, at least first party wise. And I'm trying to think. No Breath of the Wild 2. I'm saving that for next year. And I feel like there's probably at least one more. Oh, go ahead.
You. No, I mean, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you on Breath of the Wild 2. Next
we
year.
might get a trailer this year. I was just talking about when
like
it
we'll
releases.
Get a trailer,
now,
man.
we could get a trailer this year. I feel like we could in a direct, like, I guess what would be like August, September or something like that. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, there's a possibility we'll get a trailer, but I don't think the game is going to actually release this year. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, wow. So you think we'll
that and there
the
might be
on,
one more game out of left field that I have not thought about in terms of Mario games. What we got: Paper Mario, the 3D remasters, and 3D World. I feel like they probably won't do anything else crazier than that unless they announce, which it won't come out this year, but like Mario Odyssey 2. But that might not come out until a year or 2 later. But that's the only other thing I could think Mario.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting that you say that because I don't think we'll get a Mario Maker 2. Honestly, I think I don't know. I feel like we might get an. It's so hard to say because I just feel like Nintendo hasn't really shown that much. I don't know, updates with Mario Maker, not Mario Maker, sorry, Odyssey, which is really weird. I feel like we'll get an update with Odyssey. We'll get an update with Odyssey, maybe like a Super Mario Sunshine update, maybe, but I don't see that we'll get a Odyssey 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of my predictions. What do you got?
I mean, it's tough. I know. I think we definitely agree on remaster. I think the remasters will definitely end the year. I think what's gonna happen, honestly, I think my prediction is that we'll get the remasters, but then we're gonna get lots of Mario merchant, like Mario updates in all of the games. So Odyssey in Super Mario Odyssey, we'll get Super Mario Sunshine World. Maybe in Animal Crossing, we'll get Mario furniture, Mario this, Mario that. Maybe in Luigi's Mansion in the Scarescaper, we'll get a Mario update or something. I think we will probably end the year on the remasters. I think we'll get a lot of trailers for next year's games. Because I don't see Nintendo. I mean, do you really believe Nintendo will just drop everything and say, we'll drop a Pikmin 3 Deluxe trailer or a Metroid Prime Trilogy trailer and say, hey, it's due? That'd be like. I don't know.
They did it for Paper Mario. As a matter of fact, the Paper Mario is brand new. Granted, with Pikmin 3 and what would be a Metroid Prime Trilogy, those are games that are already released out. I would expect those two to get random drop releases more so than the Paper Mario, which you normally would associate that with a direct. I don't know.
Pikmin 3 or Metroid Prime gets announced like out of nowhere, I might break my lamp.
Oh man, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's like that just seems so like crazy. That's just I'll get my head in a that's just weird. Like I think Pikmin 3 Deluxe will announce let's say we get Pikmin 3 Deluxe announcement in July. let's just say, okay, they tell us it's coming in September. That'll blow my mind. I'll be like, if they do that,
I mean, they are.
That'll blow my mind. So like, it'll honestly make me mad. Make me mad, honestly, because that's just like.
They already did it with Paper Mario, so
what
they
the
already
heck?
did it with Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna shatter my expectations anymore, unless they say it's less than a month. If they say it's like less than like 3 weeks, or they say Shadow Drop, it drops today. Like for example, if they said tomorrow, I'll wake up not tomorrow because tomorrow's a holiday. So Tuesday, I'll wake up and they say, you know what, Metroid Prime Trilogy is out today. Download now. That would make me flip up out of my bed and probably hit the ground, and I'll be like, what the freak? I ain't got the money set. What the? You would have saw me scrambling real quick to try to get that game, but I don't know. But Paper Mario kind of set a standard, and I'm like, there ain't no way they're gonna be able to jump above that and surprise me any more than that.
But I do think I think, man, before Paper Mario released, my prediction for the second half of this year was this was the year of remakes. I don't think so anymore, to be honest. I think we'll actually get new games this year. And sure, we'll get the Pikmin 3, and sure, we'll get the Metroid Prime Trilogy or 2D Metroid game. I do think we'll get another new game this year.
Yeah, I think
like what you
we'll
said.
probably either get 1 or 2 more. But I don't think it's no more than that. And then we'll see whatever else third parties can bring to the table as well. So between all of that, I think the Switch will be fine. Leading up right before, because think about it, their competition isn't as bad right now, considering, PlayStation 5 is going to be dropped along with the Xbox Series X. It's supposed to be dropping out this holiday. So you know what? Once Sony drops their Last of Us 2, and once they drop their Ghost of Tsushima, they ain't really got any more games planned out. And from what I'm hearing, Microsoft don't really have that much planned out either until, this holiday or whatever, though. So I think between now and then, Nintendo's kind of taking their own pace or whatever, though.
Yeah, I think this quarantine has really allowed Nintendo to just do whatever. Just kind of scary. Just random surprises here and there. Quarantine has really allowed Nintendo to just do whatever. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see what we'll do. I mean, what the heck will be, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
So let's see here. Okay, so that's pretty much it on all of that stuff, though. And let's see here. I'm looking at my stuff right now. We might be able to knock this game out real quick, because it's only it's like questionnaire or whatever, though. It's not really like a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, though. It'd probably go by real quick, though. So it's like, I'll probably just go through 10 quick little questions or whatever, though, and see, who can kind of get the most points on it or whatever, though. So it probably won't take that long. So let me go ahead and switch it over and set it up here real quick. All right, so you're able to see it on the Discord side of thing, right?
But
All right. So you know what? I was just scrolling through these things and trying to figure out. I was like, all right, so which one did we want to do? And I'm like, I didn't want to go too far to the bottom because the bottom ones are kind of old and outdated, though, or whatever, though. But we got Luigi's Mansion, we got Link's Awakening, we got Pokemon, a little bit of Mario Odyssey right there. So which one strikes your fancy? Breath of the Wild, that.
Let's see.
By the time we get down too low. Because I was like, when you get too low or depending on the subject matter, it's probably we can go all the way without probably messing up or whatever, though. I don't know. I guess this sort of kind of depends on which one it is. I'll probably scroll back.
Let's do let's do a Mario
You know
Tennis Aces
what?
thing. We
That
didn't really
one's
talk
pretty
about that
easy
game.
because actually I
It was all the
test
way-
tried it
you
on that to
scroll
make
down.
sure it worked. And for example, I was looking at Yoshi and it said, "What kind of symbol does Yoshi go?"
Yeah.
It is obviously this one right here. So I'm like, I was like, "Ooh, thank goodness I did that on the front end because otherwise, that would have been too easy though." But yeah.
Let's do
Luigi Mansion.
guess you know let's do the Luigi's Mansion since that game. Or actually, wait. Is there a Mario Maker one? I thought I saw Mario Maker.
All right, we'll try this one.
That
see
one,
how
yeah.
that works.
That just got the update.
All right, so let's see here. Oh, has 10 questions, so we'll see who does the best out of these 10 now. All right, so what would you use a moon for? Would you turn the course upside down, make blocks disappear, break through walls, or chase after Mario? In order to make this fair, either you answer first and then I'll answer first with one question, then we'll flip it vice versa so no one's like cheating off of the same person's answer or whatever, though. Or constantly, should I say.
Okay, so yeah, I'll answer first. What would you use a moon for?
Goodness, I'm tempted.
I haven't, I haven't played it. I'm going off of what I've seen in directs and stuff. Let's say.
You going with Chase After Mario?
Chase After Mario.
Shoot. I am gonna. Crap. I know. Dang it. I know what it does once you hit the moon, but. Is this a trick question? Like, what the heck? I know it's not turning the course upside down or making the blocks disappear, and it's not about breaking through walls or anything like that, though, but I guess I'll go with Chase After Mario as well, because that's technically what it does. So I'm going to click on it and see if we were right or wrong. No, we messed up. Wait, it turned the course upside down. What the freak? That shows how much I don't even know about Mario Maker 2, man. I own the game. What the heck? Oh, no, that's messed up. Oh, my gosh.
I remember. Oh, it was direct. Oh, it was in the.
Oh my god!
Mario Maker 2
I do remember the course going
summer.
upside down on a starry night, but I didn't think about the theme of how it actually changed. Like, shoot! Oh gosh, I feel dumb. I feel dumb.
Yeah, I feel dumb because they explained this last year at the direct when Mario Maker 2 was coming out.
So 0-0 so far. Okay. All right, this one should be easier. What should you use a snake block for? Surround Mario with spikes, cause a sandstorm, slow down a falling Goomba, or follow the path you drew. All right, I don't think this one's too tough, but I'm going to go with follow the path you drew.
Follow the path you drew.
Is that what you're going with too?
Oh, the path you drew.
All right, so okay, yeah. So I was like, that one was pretty good because I was like, shoot, that first one. I was like, gosh. All right, so 1-1 so far. All right, so what we use the on-off switch for? Making Mario temporarily invisible, help Mario speed through a course, swap the red and blue blocks, or change the water level. So you go first.
I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm going with too. And I know that one's right.
Swap red and blue blocks.
I'm like, I know. I felt the picture.
Only reason I know that's right is because oh god, what's oh forgot his Dashi. I like Dashi, and he always screws up. I know.
I've seen some clever courses with that red and blue switch on and off like that. All right, so we tied 2-2 so far. So what would you use the seesaw for? To chase after Mario, make Mario's movements, tilt the Mario back and forth, and make snow extra slippery. Now I'm pretty sure it's just to move Mario back and forth. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Move Mario back and forth. You going with the same thing?
Mario back.
Okay, yeah, that was good. I was like, man, I guess that first one just really stumped us. I was like, dang.
Because I know that the sun
sort of kind of does.
But I didn't know if the moon did either.
Alright, so what should you use a dry bones shell for? Either to dim the lights, match Mario's jumps, make blocks disappear, or help Mario survive lava. So it's your turn to go first.
I'm I'm gonna say
That's what I'm going with too, because I
Mario
already know this
survived.
one. All right, that is true. All right, so we'll move on.
This one is because Dashi always loses
no.
the show. When he goes, he
All
always
right, so
dies.
what would
in the
you
lava.
use the super bell for? Either to give Mario the power to climb walls, make everything go faster, having to gobble up Mario, poison the waters. I'm going with the power to climb walls.
I agree.
Having to gobble
the third
up
choice
Mario.
just sounds weird.
Okay, what would you use the skip squeak for? To break through walls, match Mario's jumps, set up a trap, or surround Mario with spikes? And it's your turn to go first. You think it's to set a trap?
Okay. Just set a trap.
For this one, I'm gonna go with matching Mario's jumps because I don't know. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Every time I jump, I got it. I was trying to double check and make sure you didn't want to change your answer, but you said set a trap. And I was like, yeah, it was weird because when I first played that game, every time I jumped, those things jumped. I was like, what the heck? But yeah. Mm-hmm. So now I'm up on you. So what is it?
Trap, dang it.
So I got 6 so far, and you got 5. So you're only gonna catch me if I happen to mess up or something, and you happen to get it. All right. So what should you use the Koopa Troopa card for? To either slow down enemies, warp Mario to a room full of enemies, make Mario bounce, or to help Mario speed past enemies. And I have to go first. So what will you use Koopa Troopa card?
To be is a Koopa.
For me, I'll say help Mario speed past enemies. What about you? All right,
I'm gonna say help Mario speed past enemies.
You ain't gonna catch me, man. You ain't gonna catch me. All right. So what's the deal with the? Gosh, I'm never able to pronounce this thing right. Is it Charvaga? What? I don't know. I hadn't played 3D World, so I don't know what the thing's called. So it either attacks Mario's enemies, it causes Goombas to float, it's obsessed with Mario, or it can make Mario float.
Only person who's obsessed with Mario is Peach.
Oh, obsessed with Mario. Oh yeah, you're right. Probably. Well, Bowser maybe because he just hates him, but.
Obsessed, I guess, yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Obsessed, yeah. Causes Goombas to float. Wow. I don't think it... No, I don't think so. It can make Mario float? I highly doubt it. Attacks Mario.
I know, but you gotta guess first before I guess.
What is this? Hold on, this is a lot harder.
I'm looking through these things, I'm like, okay, this is sort of kind of trickier than normal.
Why does it have Goombas float?
I don't know, maybe that's the trick. I don't know, I'm waiting for you to guess. I think I got my answer, but I ain't gonna explain why. Thank you.
Dang it. What? I'm gonna say...
It attacks Mario's enemies? Okay. Alright, so you
gotta
go with that. But I'm going with it's obsessed with Mario. Because that thing is always trying to jump after you, and it has some eyes, and it's sort of kind of looking at you. So I'm gonna go ahead and click. I got it! You down on me by 2, so I got 8 and you got 6. There's no way you're gonna be able to catch me now. Oh dang. Yeah, cause when you look and that thing is moving in the lava, like it has its eyes and it sort of kind of looks at you no matter what. Like once it falls in the lava, it has like its eyes kind of looking around at you. So that's what I was thinking. So when you mentioned the Peach thing, I was thinking about that at first, and then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, All right, so the very last one. What will you use Pom Pom for? Either to attack Mario with copies of herself, make it rain colors. Not colors, gosh. Make it rain coins, help Mario fly through the course, or give Mario a power up. And I have to go first on this one. I don't want to break my good stretch after that first question. So, mm, make it rain. Well, uh, oh, attack Mario with copies of herself. What are you gonna say? Oh, you're going to give Mario a power up?
I'm just saying it gives Mario
All
power
right,
up.
let's see here. Oh, you messed it again. Oh shoot. Oh man, I did good. That first question though, I'm like, dang. I'm like, oh gosh, that was rough. That was rough. Oh gosh. Oh man. But that was pretty fun. I was like, despite that first problem though, I was like, man, I was like that was rough. But outside of that, we did good. So I got nine out of 10, and you got 6 out of 10. So I got an A and you got a D. So we all good. Or I'm all good. I don't know about you, but I'm all good. So I was like, man, I know Mario Maker 2 better than this though, but hey, that was a fun little game. And honestly, it was something I thought of last minute because if you looked at some of my past podcasts, there were moments where we did like there was always like a big theme or activity towards the very end, but we talked about so much stuff leading up to what would have been the activity. I was like, dang, I can only afford to do like a quick little question thing like that. Maybe I can find some more difficult stuff in the future though, but I don't know. Maybe that'll only help me and hurt you or something like that. I don't know. Oh boy! All right, so that's pretty much it for this podcast. I want to thank Apollo for stopping by and being able to talk with me today. Any other last departing words before we go?
I think yeah, I think I want to say a few words.
Yeah,
I mean, you've had the Switch since launch. Is that right? I've had the Switch since 2017.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
I've had the Switch for just 2 months. I will say that the Switch is very. I mean, I'm playing with just digital games only. I really like it that way because it really allows me to just switch between games really fast. I can see what Nintendo's really pushing towards with the Switch in that like it's a really modern console in the sense that the console just really wants you to just play games. Just play games basically. And the Switch is a really great single player experience. I will say, I hope it gets better in that I can have I hope that I don't know. It's getting expensive, I guess, with the controllers and everything. I'm not a huge fan of the Joy-Cons, and I'm seeing a lot of controversy with the whole Joy-Con drift and everything. And it's a really great first player experience console. Like it's great. I just hope that can replicate more of the multiplayer experience. From the conversation I'm seeing with like Nintendo Online, and the controllers are getting expensive to get. I'm having a great time so far with it just being a single player experience right now. Hopefully they improve the online, maybe in the fall where I can get it. Because that's what's real. I think it's just the multiplayer experience to me is not the best in my opinion, but it's a great fast console in terms of like the handheld is great. The games load so fast, which I love. I just hope that maybe the Joy-Con drift can go, and also they improved the Nintendo Online. I really miss it being.
Yeah, I do
miss it being free. I really wish online was free. Like at this point, just sounds like the quality of the online sounds like it was the same as it was before in the Wii U era. Wii U era. I kind of wish it was free. I don't like that it's $20. I don't like that it's $20 and it's a crap. It's not a great version. Still, like there's no dedicated servers or it just doesn't sound like they're doing anything to improve it. So like it's a step in the right direction for Nintendo right now in terms of the Switch, and I really enjoy the handheld and how fast the games load. The digital version of the games is the way to go because it's so easy to just switch between games. But yeah, I just feel like the multiplayer experience that you get the Switch is expensive, and I hope they improve upon it in the future. It's a great single player experience, the Switch is, but in terms of a multiplayer experience, it's not something that's fixing me yet. Hasn't really
Yeah, because I will go ahead and say on the
excited me as much.
This almost could be a whole discussion in its own video or discussion video or whatever, or even podcast for that matter though.
Oh yeah.
But I will say this with the dedicated servers or whatever though, or you're talking about the online in general though. But shoot, me and my friends, man, we said we ain't paying for $20 for a whole entire year. So you know how they have those family things where it's like you pay $35, but you're able to link up 4 Nintendo accounts and have all 8 of those online. Well, me and my friends, it was like 5 of us, and we were splitting the cost. So essentially, like 5 people between that, we were paying like less than $7 or sometimes close to around like $5 or something like that for all of us to pay online. So you got cheap people like us paying $5, and you got everybody else that might be paying $20 for a whole year. So I don't know, it doesn't hurt me that bad when we start doing it that way. I'm like, oh man, that ain't nothing compared to, you know, buying $40 or $60 Switch games or whatever though. I don't know, that's just what me personally, what I do with my friends or whatever though. And then with the dedicated servers online, I feel like they have to be charging $20, and while there's not like big changes from like the Wii U era or whatever though, it's a matter of fact they don't have that infrastructure set up, and that's going to cost money, and I doubt Nintendo really wants to take that away from the revenue that they get from games, because they usually take that revenue, that surplus revenue, put that money into other projects and help them use that as like a starting funds to kind of build up from there though. So I imagine they're going to have this online and charging people for X amount of time in order to get enough money within its like own kind of split up part of its like if you were to budget everything out, like now you have a budget just purely for online, and once they get enough, hopefully at some point they'll do their own dedicated service. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna about do it for this discussion though. But thank you so much, Apollo, for joining me today. And yeah, that's gonna about do it for this podcast though. So if you really like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to keep up notified for any kind of gaming related news that I feel like talking about on my channel though. So remember y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.